Hello and welcome back to another Gunpla review. Today we're taking a look at the Zaku Warrior from Gundam Seed Destiny. Now this is a bit of an older kit, but you might not initially notice that. Anyway, let's start off, as always, by taking a look at the articulation. Alright, the head is actually on a old style polycap neck, meaning it does have a hinge forward and back and ball joint. I will point out that you can turn the mono eye if you pull the top of the head off, but well, I'm not going to do that. The shoulders are on a ball joint, strangely enough, inside the chest, so you get a little bit of movement, but you don't get a lot out to the front. The shoulders can get slightly above 90 out. They could probably get a little bit more than that, but yeah, you can at least T-pose. There is, of course, a rotation at the upper arm. Just one joint that gets very slightly over 90 degrees. Hands are on ball joints, as usual. Also, two ball joints on the shield. One up here in the actual socket, and then if you pop this out, there's actually a second one here, so you can get the shield across the chest. As for the waist, just a slight rotation, no real ab crunch, though you can slightly pull it out, but that's not really intended. I mean, even then, not much movement. Thankfully, you can actually split the front skirts. They are designed with a little flag to stop them from falling out, though they are very loose. The side skirts pop off all the time, so be careful about that. Back skirt is solid. The hips are pretty much solid. It's just a ball joint. That said, really far out to the front, though basically nothing out to the side. The knees aren't horrible. You get, you know, almost a full bend, but they do look kind of bad. The ankle armor is on a hinge, and the feet are on a polygap hinge, as well as a ball joint, though don't expect to get a lot of movement out of the ball joint. So overall, pretty decently articulated for the time, though there are a few questionable choices here and there. Now, taking a look at accessories, and well, I left this in because quite a few are actually on here. Obviously the holding hands, but also these extra magazines for the rifle, as well as these grenades, which are removable, but they're very tight, so I'm not going to bother taking them off, but get 4 of them, and they are there. So, speaking of the rifle, like I said, this is removable, and they all are the same. You get the movable handle on the front, and you get a specific trigger finger hand, and I do need to point this out that focus, they are almost the same sculpt. There's such a very, very small difference between these. I'm kind of surprised they even included it. You do also get a splayed hand, which is nice. The standard 4. And you do get a beam tomahawk, however, yeah, it's all one piece. Meaning that the beam is solid gray. So you either have to paint it into just a gradient, or, I don't know, maybe cut it and make a custom clear one, but yeah, honestly, it doesn't look very good. I'm genuinely kind of disappointed that they did that. Now, as for a quick size comparison, This is actually a very, very short kit. I was genuinely surprised when I saw how short the Zaku warrior is. It's almost a head shorter than the standard Universal Sentry Zaku. So to wrap this review up, this is a better kit than I expected. It definitely shows its age in a few places, namely the ball joint hips and the seams on the front of the legs, but it's not that bad. The articulation is good. The single jointed elbows are standard for the time, so I can't really knock it for that. And this thing has surprisingly good color separation. All you really need to do is add the black on the inside of all the intakes and the back of the shield. Everything else is color accurate. I will say that it's a much more minty green than what's shown in the promotional images, which is more of an olive. I think these colors are better anyway, so I'm not going to complain. But if you wanted it to be that color, you're going to have to paint it, but you know. Anyway, that's all for this review. Thank you very much for watching. Be sure to let me know what you think down in the comments below. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Be sure to subscribe and hit the bell icon. I don't like having to say that, but you know, apparently it's required. And as always, until next time, happy building.